Right, Bontate Renale information ki right. In question 6, we have a cash receipt journal and the accounting equation. This is exactly what we will be dealing with. A cash receipt journal and the accounting equation. Right. Mr. T. Mbata started his own business, which is called TM Express, on the 1st of May 2018. He gave you the source document for all the transactions that took place during May. What is a source document? Source document source document Bontate. Hot king source document. Hot okay source document. King source document.
I see cash receipt general.
Okay, see, Milin. King the source document.
For document, you try business. Development, how to ya develop to hanju. I can record that in two. So is document. I'll record it. I'll record it in two soon.
Can record in?
Into that business. Bo, I'm welcome shop ready. I get it. Shop ready wire reg. Bo fan to ya record and two.
System.
Joale, qui source document Source document, it's a document that records all the transactions of the business. That's a source document. Mara ke batla o e be jolo ka motho a practicang, o e be jolo ka motho a balang a na le nako ya dibuka. Batla o e be jolo ka motho a na le nako ya dibuka tsa hae. A source document, it's a document where all the transactions of the business are being recorded. That's a source document. Right. Now, all the transactions were recorded on a source document. Again, that took place during the month ya May. Again? Right. Now, the instructions are being provided to us, Barry. We should record the transactions in the cash receipt journal for the month. 14 marks is provided for this. Just taking the information and posting that information on a cash receipt journal. About 14 mark.
Sure.
The yellow 14, grade 8. Right. You must also note, do not cast the journal at the end of the month. Do not close that journal. Analyze the transactions dated the 1st of May until 25 May on the table given in the answer book. Unfortunately, we don't have a table that we will use, but we will construct our own table. Analyze the transactions dated 1st May and 25th of May on the table given. We don't have that. You must indicate plus for an increase. You must indicate minus for a decrease, whether the account was debited or whether the account was credited. You must indicate an O for no change and the amount. So come on, someone 0. There's no change, there's nothing. Now the transactions for May 2018. What are the transactions that are required for us to record on the cash receipt journal? The first transaction was on the date of the 1st of May. And then what happened? What was the transaction? Tim Bata, who is the owner of the company, deposited 100,000 into the current bank account of the business. As his initial capital contribution. Capital contribution. And then the receipt was receipt number 01. All that information is very important when we post into the journal. And then the other transaction took place on the 4th of the very same month. Cash, what was the transaction? This was cash received for transport service rendered to passengers. Again, we are not told how many passengers were there, but they were charged an amount of 3,300 each. And then it was this was a cash register tape, which is CRT, okay? Cash register tape number 01. So this is the same as this. Receipt number kapa cash register tape number. Yeah? Alright, if that is true. On the 20th, the other transaction in a low ring, the driver submitted 5,400 cash collected from those passengers. Right, so if the driver has submitted 5,400 collected from the passengers, and now we were told that each passenger was charged 3,300, we can try and find out what really transpired there, but that is fine. That was a transaction. And then on the 25th, we received a check of 600 rand again from D Pele for hiring a taxi. And this was cash register tape number 3. The last one, on the 31st of the very same month, we received 800 cash from one of the drivers, who is S. Dube. And that was for renting a section of the business building. And this was receipt number 002. And then cash received from drivers for transport services, 3,900. So come on, Jama. On this date here, the 31st of May, 2 transactions took place. The first transaction, we received 800 cash from one of the drivers, S. Dube, for renting a section of the business building, receipt number 002. On the very same date, another transactions, we received the cash from drivers for transporting services. Cash received from drivers for transport services, again, which was 3,900. And this was cash register tape number 04. So we have 2 transactions on the 31st of May.
35.
I don't want this. Now, what is it that we want to do now? We want to post this information on a cash receipt journal and do our accounting equation. Now, how do we draw up the format of a cash receipt journal? What is the standard format? How do you draw that cash receipt journal? The diagram is outline yati. Mfedi number.
Dog number. Day.
Today.
Details. Analysis of risk. Do it. Analysis of risk. Analysis of risk. Analysis of risk. Bank. Bank.
Bank.
Bank. After bank, you land current income. Sundry account.
Amount. Amount. Go for after
Details. For your number
AJ,
I'm
o shota.
I did. We get it soon.
AJ,
MC.
right. Ntuse he. Ka transaction ya pele.
Transaction ya pele ke msukupo kina kupa wahaba number 1 go fela go tsana ka ga number 2 go fela number 3 go fela number 4 go fela
Hana buthata.
Ke ga bona
Hana buthata. Right. Dog number
numbers kana ke 001
ekai refu. On the first transaction.
ke yena msu first transaction
Okay. Dog number
01 tula kina number 1 go fela
what was the day? Bana bua le babedi hle bana ke na buthata. What was the day?
ke di one
On the first. Okay. Details more story.
Mr. Timbat
Mr.
Mbat.
Okay.
ke yena Timbat
Timbat. All right. Analysis of receipts.
ha re record msu
Re recorder in.
nto
Ha re qala pele mo. He deposited 100,000 into the current bank account for the business as his initial capital contribution. Do we record that capital in the analysis of receipts?
Yes.
That is the question. Why re-record? Why
Because-
re-record a capital?
because in
Picture. Ke
Why re-record a
ke
capital?
hlalosa jwang msu.
Hey,
Ke batla re record bane ele chelter business.
re-record a shelter business.
MC.
Re-record this 100,000.
MC.
Ke shelter business.
Ke business msu. Ke business.
Okay. Do we record this amount to ka blokong ba bank?
yes
MC.
Why?
because it deposit went to banking
Into a bank account
of the business
of the business. Okay. Do I record this amount as a current income?
no
Why?
because I think
I see in. I see in. I see tšhelete e generate ke business. Again, I see tšhelete e generate ke, so I cannot record that amount as a current income. All right? Do I record that amount in the sundry account?
yes
Why?
because ke capital
Because ke capital.
Yes.
Okay. So ke ngola bokae?
100,000 rent
Again?
um,
Details?
capital
Capital. A ke tsebile ba ga hantle. Ntate Kgotso ntse re etsa tsona. Ha ntse re sa etse tsona re tlo bona. There's no need to worry. All right. And then let's say this is the first transaction. That is the first transaction. Let's go now to the second transaction. Doc number. Remo. The second transaction. Doc number hot 0.
1.
Now we have a problem here. It is 01. It is 01. Jole re tlo e etsa jwang?
Ke so e tlella msu be re ngwana day.
Re tlo
Ke tlo e tlella bane e ntse ka tsatsi le iwa.
ai khona e tswa ka tsatsi le iwana. E entswe ka di-4. Mare cash register tape number le yona ke 01.
Re tlo e tlella bane ya tshwana ntho msu.
Eng ya tshwana?
Cash receipt number yona e.
Cash register tape number ya tshwana ke 01. But ya letsatsi le jwang? date it
Different.
different. So how do we date already before?
Before fair.
So why is I only that document number?
Because
Hobane
this
di a
is
tshwana
in the
mosong.
same.
Major di clear matsatsi a different.
Ya mosong. That's why.
So ena transaction e etsahetse ka di 1 document number was 01 ena e etsahetse ka di 4 document number was 01. So ha ke ngol
Ya mosong yo mo.
ha ke ngol why ke sa ngole ba fethu ha ke utlwisisi ke ba ka tabena lona ke akut
Nna ke rata nne o e ngole mosong.
hobane
Because yani e tlile ka di-1 ene e tlile ka di-4 samba fela ke dintho tse tshwanang.
right ha re tse tjena ha re shop right shop right vandag ba system e capture di transaction tsa vandag on a source document on a computer machine, right, as their primary source document. Date ne le di 1 right ka di 4 motho mo mo atla ha computer e mo generate la the same document number ya 01, but the transaction I like the same day it's ka di 4. So am I going to write that document number kapa ha ke tlo ngola?
O tlo e ngola.
Ke tlo ngola because it's ka date a different. Details ke tlo reng?
Cash receipt.
Cash received for transport services rendered to passengers 3,300. Kitori. We talking cash received for transport service rendered. So come on, Tomang. Details tsa king service rendered. All right. Am I going to record this on the analysis of receipt?
Yes.
Eh? This is cash received for transport service rendered to passengers. Am I going to write that?
Yes.
Yes, I get what is.
Yeah.
Give the amount.
3,300.
3,300. Okay? Right. Is this amount, yeah, 3,300 in cash that we received, was that amount recorded, Kappa? Will that amount be sent to our bank account?
Yes.
Eh? Nete khotsa?
O tlo e recorder.
Yes, I can honest. $3,300.
O botse mosong. Ha ke utlwisisi.
Eh.
Ha re record ka bank re record ha o etsahetse.
Right. I get charity. Ke chelete e ring. I get charity. Ke chelete e re generating. Cash received for transport. Ya service re faneng ka yona. Chelete ke chelete e kening business account-ong, ke chelete e business e entseng. So chelete nana re beya kae? Bankeng. Ke chelete e yang bankeng. Capital yani le yona ya 100,000 ke capital e the owner of the business a ikentseng account-ong e feng ya business ake e leng guys bankeng. So chelete e nngwe le nngwe e re e etsang e kenang ya business re isa kae bankeng. Right.
Is business ha e bankeng.
Highly
Ha se ya business ha e bankeng.
ha se ya business ha ona re ka isa bankeng mo tla fela ka hore na what type of a transaction was that. Right. Now, is this amount the current income that we have? No. This amount, yeah, 3,300. Is it an amount to earn currently banking? No. Is this the income earning in our account?
Ke income.
Ke income. Again, so we are going to record that. Ke current income. Ke tšhelete e re generating. Again? Are we going to record that into the sundry account?
No.
No, we are not going to do that. Right. Haonata. That was the second transaction. Let's now go to the other transaction where the day was on the 20th. And then we have cash
002
cash
02
CRT
Ke eng CRT?
ke in terms of cash receipt
transaction.
asin transaction
Banna CRT emetseng.
kin eka
Cash.
Hey, Jehovah. Banna emetseng banna CRT.
cash receipt transaction
Hey, bontate.
cash receipt transaction
Jesus. Batho, CRT blela.
cash receipt transaction
All right. Now, ke number guy
Number
02. Again,
Hey.
the details again. Driver submitted 5,400 cash collected from passengers. Record the details again. Mo. Driver
Passengers.
submitted 5,400 cash collected from passengers. Record again.
drivers
Aye, khona man. The driver submitted 5,400 cash collected from passengers.
or collected from passenger
Rekanara from passengers. Again. Okay. Are we going to record this on the analysis of receipts?
yes
Eh? This is driver submitted 5,400 cash that was collected. Are we going to write that under the analysis of receipts?
Hey, Yamson. Okay, record.
Ke cash ke re e kene ka mantswe a mang. Ke bokae? 5,400. Obviously we submitile e bontshitse e clickile kae accountong kapa bankeng. Is this the current income e re nang le yona nou tjena ka bankeng?
yes
Yes.
4,100 print
We are not going to record that under the sundry
Sundry
account.
account.
Okay?
Hey, Yamson.
Okay. We will check whether the transactions will balance. Let's go to number on the 25th. Alright, on the 25th, we received a check of 600 from D. Pele for hiring a taxi, CRT 03.
03
Now, we received a check of 600 rand from D. Pele for hiring a taxi. Details seeking hiring. Okay? But we never be to more received a check of 600 from D. Pele. D. Pele. Right. This amount we received a check. Are we going to record that under the analysis of receipts?
analysis of receipts yes
Why?
because I get into ubani I get into buy detail away into I get to get some
We received a check of 600. We received a check of 600.
oh okay I get have you received get into such a child again and we detail is 600
Okay.
for
So,
hiring a tax
right, we received a check of 600. So we are going to record that amount under the analysis of receipts. I get it because
Yes.
cash. Alright, keep going.
600
600. I get. Now, this 600, is this the amount you allocate into our account? Hey, ya bankeng ake. Fika ge ake ga fika bankeng fika lo change checking. Tšhelete eno e wela kae?
to business
To business account. Okay. Alright. Is this the current income that we currently have?
yes
Yes. And then we are not going to record that under the sundry account. Okay. Alright. That's fine. Now we go to the other transactions.
Monsieur, je coupe la tête de pays de cette.
Right. On the 31st. On the 31st.
ne kopa ho etsa e petjhon a lethabo o tla etsa yana
Ke batla motho a mpolelle fela nna na ke mole. We received 800 cash from one of the drivers, S. Dube, for renting a section of the business building. Receipt number 002. Na kopa fela motho a mpolelle ke mole. Document number
002
the day
31
31st.
31st
The details. We received cash
from
one of the drivers, S. Dube.
Lucky Dube
Zubeda.
I'm so lucky Dube
Analysis of receipts.
800
We received 800 again. Okay. For renting a section of the business building. Again. So this amount, is it the amount that was deposited into a bank account?
yes
Eh?
Yeah.
very cool
I tell you code.
so
Elimbogai.
800.
Okay. Right. Is this the current income?
Yes.
income
Ah.
oh hanani
Okay, current income.
MC
Okay. For renting a section of a business building, receipt number 002. All right. Okay. Okay, Anata.
I see I go call gun too.
Kau sundry account. The last transaction, cash received from drivers for transport services. Receipt number 04. The day, it was on the very same day. I get only the date. Details.
Cash receipt.
Details. Cash received from drivers for transport services. So, come on, it was for a service rendered.
Service rendered.
Okay. Are we going to record that under the analysis of receipts?
3,900
Is this the amount that was deposited into our bank account?
Yes.
3,900
Is this the current income that we have?
Yes.
Okay.
nsi ne kopa botsa for ntho income ke tšhelete e eketsa tšhelete ya business
Ke tšhelete ntse kena accountong ya business ntse e ketsa account ya business. Re qetile the transaction. Now let's check if what you said
I saw
was-
that him.
Ho shota eng ba?
Balance.
Ke batla re ye mo.
balance
Ke batla re ye mo.
balance
Easy.
Right, ha re qale pele mo. I know that I don't total the analysis of receipts, it's just a breakdown of the bank column. Okay. Now, every transaction analysis of receipts, I have it exactly on my bank account. So I can total this. And this must be equals to the sum of this and that. Okay?
Yes.
That's one thing that we should all understand. Kopa ngeze di value tsena kaofela tse. Kopa ya calculating neng. ke kopa ho ya calculating
o di kopanya go fela msi
Eh.
tse ka o bank
tse ka o bank kaofela
o bo recorder o bo tlo kopanya ka tse current income o recorder le tsa
plus sundry account tlamehile di lekane
ha qeta ka answer tse di fumane o bo di kopanya le di kaofela oh
anse ke fumanang ka mo tlamehile ke kopanya current income le sundry account di mfe total ya bank
oh yeah.
that's exactly what I want so that is why ke reng
Mina nka re mpa empa
nkadime ke bona
Ha itse buiwa.
wena e ba
e re ke bone na ke yona
o lokela mo
1 million
100,000 plus 3,300
plus 4
plus
500
plus
5,400
wena tse
plus 5,400
plus
Plus
600
plus 600 plus 800
what
plus 3,900
msuwa sekula tati
I get you offer 114,000 I get totally ya bank
ya ben
114,000 ha re shebe current income na eta re fa bokae re na le ka o current income re na le 3,300
for
plus 5,400 plus 600 plus 800
plus
plus 3,900 emfa 14,000
14,000 plus 100 plus
ka mona ke na le bokae 100,000 rand I get tlamehile ke kopanya samui e lekane le yana ke bokae 14,000 plus 100,000 14,000 plus 100,000
ya lekana
emfa 114,000
matun
114,000 and this is exactly equals to that therefore my accounting equation balances tsebela ba ntho re bua mona ya utlwala ntate kgotsa
mara msiona ha ke utlwisisi mo
ka ho utlwisisi kae mo profeta
mo nna msi ba ka botsa for ntho ha o khotse go di kopanya o sile o kenya ka ga teng ha tsata o bo kenya ka ga bo o kenya ntho ka ga bo ha tsata o bo kopanya tse tlofa
di o fe ngwano
ha di sa o fe ngwana o
o na le phoso o yentseng accounting equation ya wa se yona o yentse phoso e serious a ke re mo profeta
kone ke bona
wa e bona ba tla lo e practice ba tla lo dula fatshe o e practice
mara se
accounting
di se ke bank yona e
every tšhelete nngwe le nngwe e kenang businesseng e kena ka re isa kae bankeng
oh
e ya bankeng tšhelete e kenang e ya bankeng
mona na
ntse sala le show
e hlile
mona na ntshongolo mo fela o tsa bona fela
E hlile.
o hlotse bo
a ya tšhaya ntate ke nako mmetse ka go wa tsamatšeng right ha ona taba here now that we have dealt with this let us go and look at your mathematics
o so chai